We want to be able to make sure you guys are well-versed in being able to unlock some of these benefits. Other benefits that are afforded out there for them as well. 9 times out of 10, I will go ahead and tell you they do not know about it, okay? Give or take, there's about 20 million veterans in the nation, right? With that, I do want you to understand that of that 20 million veterans, there's only about 28% that are really utilizing their compensation benefits. This presentation is going to mainly discuss basic benefits for the veteran. Okay. With that, Veterans for Veterans, we're a military disability consulting organization that actually supports veterans in regards to an array of benefits. That's going to be healthcare benefits, real estate services, education benefits, and most importantly, disability compensation. Right? Everyone always has a visual or understanding that the veteran is of need, when most veterans are. Most veterans are of need. However, their benefits are there for them. So unlocking that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we unlock those benefits for veterans. What are some of the benefits that we want to talk about, right? So one of the benefits are disability compensation. This is one of the most popular benefits that veterans love, right? We're talking about disability compensation. What it is, veterans receive from military service a tax-free monetary benefit that is offered to them, again, from their military service. Okay, from their military service. But I want to go ahead and actually pinpoint something. It does not only need to transpire within military service to be service connected. That's what they'll call it, service connected. Okay, and that's how they're going to be able to access the disability compensation, so we can be able to utilize that compensation to do what? Put them in the homes that they need to be in. All right. So with that, I do want you to understand many injuries are very common. Many injuries are very common. Such things as knee pain, back pain, ankle pain. Things of that nature, okay? Things of that nature. 95% of veterans are exposed to hazardous noise on a regular basis, on an everyday basis. Heavy machinery, firearms, aircraft, right? So with that being said, that is something that can be service connected as well, so they can be able to receive that income. All right, so with that being said, I want you to understand that there are very common conditions that most veterans do not know that they can be able to receive disability compensation for, and we want to make sure that they're educated to be able to how to get those. I can almost guarantee you, any veteran that you have spoken to and you ask them about how did they receive, well, what was the experience like with the VA in regards to their disability benefits? I can almost guarantee you it's going to be lackluster. It's going to be lackluster. And that's across the board. Not knocking the VA, because they've made many strides to get to where they are, which is wonderful. However, what we want to do is that we want to make it faster and increase the benefits. So that's our job. Okay, next slide, please. So when we're talking about disability compensation, how much is really disability compensation? So I want you to understand, so disability compensation actually goes up every single year typically. Every single year, just like inflation, right? So with inflation, cost of living adjustments happen. Cost of living adjustments happen. If you take a look here at this chart, you can see that last year, the disability compensation went up by 8.7%. 8.7%. Year before that, that was a 5.9%. This year upcoming, which is already in effect as of December 1st, is going to be increased by 3.2%. So what does that tell us? More veterans are getting more income to be able to purchase the homes that are getting unaffordable or unattainable by people that, again, everyday working people, because I'll tell you right now, the actual salaries are not going up at this rate. Salaries are becoming stagnant. So if we can be able to tap into, again, the community that has serviced us and protected us for our country, to be able to get them into their homes, this is how we're going to be able to do so, by utilizing that, by utilizing their disability income, supporting them, and again, reducing any type of foreclosures or anything that may happen to them in the lack of paying mortgage. All right? Next slide, please. So I talked about disability compensation, but I want to talk about it a little bit more in depthly. This is pretty much the chart of what you actually can receive. okay, what you actually can receive. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So if you take a look at the regular VA rating for a 10% rating of compensation, you receive, for 2024, it's gonna be $171. Okay, that's increased all the way from the 2022 benefits. I believe it's 159. 2023, it's 165. That it is a bare minimum of 10%. And there's a huge aspect what happens with 10%. And I think everyone here should knows it, right? A VA home loan, at that point, the funding fee is removed at 10%, right? So with that being said, I do want you to understand as well that from 10% all the way to 100%, what we're trying to do is make sure all veterans are being able to maximize their benefits and receiving 100%, okay? That's what we want to strive to receive, 100%. So if you're able to focus on the veteran community and put those first, what's going to happen is now they're going to get them, we're going to be able to get them the income of $3,700 a month, tax-free, so they can be able to then, again, purchase the homes that they desire, all right? So with that being said, our job is to make sure that we're maximizing these benefits that's afforded to them, all right? So next slide, please. But there's also ancillary benefits that comes along with it. There's so many different ancillary benefits that comes along with it. So I want you guys to understand, when we're talking about ancillary benefits, we're talking about student loan forgiveness, right? Student loan forgiveness, total student loan forgiveness. We're talking about free dental care, free education for children, spouses, children, and such, free car registration. So there's so many different other benefits that align with it. Yes, sir. I believe she's stating a veteran without disability, right? A veteran without disability, they're not going to be able to receive these funds. But a veteran, if you have required any time in service, 9 times out of 10, there's some type of disability that transpired. There's some type of disability transpired. However, a veteran with disability, you'll be able to receive those disabilities across the way. Yes, if you served in wartime service, you still need a disability to be able to receive that compensation. But I'll tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, that disability is going to be warranted them. Okay, but a lot of times they don't know that disability that is warranted them. The issue is that most veterans receive this as a welfare. Okay, a welfare and not a benefit. And it's not a welfare, it's a benefit, it's an exclusive benefit that's offered to them. The considerations and the verbiage and also the marketing, right? Every time we see a disabled veteran, a lot of times what's happening is that we see a veteran that is an amputee, a W amputee is something of that nature, or has been in Iraq and served different wars and was unfortunately hit by IED or something of that nature. Well, that's not always the case. That's not always the case. Simple injuries are qualified, okay, are qualified.